Hi everybody, Nadim here for Online Tennis Instruction. In today's drill I'm going to talk about improving the consistency on your one-handed backhand. Now when you watch the pros play on TV, you will find them in somewhat different positions than I want you to be in when you work on your consistency. Number one, the professional players likely don't have very many consistency issues, and number two, they are playing at a much higher speed than we do, okay? So what does that mean for you? I want you to focus on three specifics that are going to help to improve the one-handed backhand if you do deal with consistency issues. Number one, I want you to keep in mind to maintain a high and balanced finish out in front, okay? So the arm is higher than the shoulder. Number two, I want you to maintain a stable wrist and keeping that tip of the racket over to the left side in that finish position. And number three, I would like for you to maintain a stable finish position for a little while on balance before you go back to the next shot to make sure you execute these progressions. Now I'd like for you to take a look at that in real action. Here we go, Greg, let's have a couple. Really looking at having a high finish and keeping the tip over to the left side as long as I can. See, I'm not using the wrist very much. I'm trying to get up and out so I get nice clearance over that ball, okay? And my finish position is very steady. I'm very much on balance. There's not much wrist action going on. And although this is a difficult exercise, if you really pay close attention, you can see how I really focus on getting high and up, and my balls are relatively deep every time, even if I deal with balls that are bouncing a little higher. So I hope you now have a better idea of what that looks like when you actually do it on court. You will have noticed that I only played down the line because that's the higher part of the net, and that further emphasizes the three elements that I talked about. Let's recap them real quick. We want to make sure we have a high finish out in front on balance with a stable wrist which allows out the tip of the racket to stay over to the left side, and you want to keep that finish position for a little bit longer before we go back to hitting the next ball. Now you will see also that you have enough time to get ready for the next ball and it still looks relatively smooth, but keeping in mind that when you work on these elements that you're not playing at full speed and that you really want to make sure that you get into these checkpoints. To make it even easier, I oftentimes encourage my students to work only on one of these elements at a given time so that you can really hone into them and only move on to the next or add a second to it once I know that I, for example, have the high finish, and only then I make sure, okay, the wrist is in a stable position, for example. So next time you go out, please give this a shot, let me know how I do, and have fun improving. Take care.
Nadim is now available for private lessons in sunny South Florida year-round. When you work with Nadim, you get state-of-the-art instruction with instant video feedback right on the court. If you want to take your game to the next level with private lessons, simply click the link inside this video for all the details.